Hello everybody, my name is Irex and I work at Nexa Studios. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to use and set up the Simple Cameras Unity package. The script is paid, however, it is pretty cheap since it is Simple Cameras. However, I do need to say two things before we start this, and it's very important, so do not skip. There's the bundle that you could get, which is $2. The bundle includes animations, the camera, and the materials. And then there's just the model, which is $1. Then there's just the scripts and the render texture, which is also $1. In this tutorial, I'm going to be using the bundle. It doesn't really matter which one you use. However, I'm going to use the bundle since it comes with pre-made animations. Also, the camera that I use in the bundle has a skinned mesh renderer because I used armature to make it. So the camera manager script, which is this script right here, it uses a skinned mesh renderer, but you could easily change that within the code. Specifically on line 17, just remove skinned and make it just a regular mesh renderer. It doesn't matter if you change it over here because this is where the actual component lays. Now let's get right into this tutorial. First, you're going to need the actual camera Unity package, and once you installed that, you're going to need to get Simple Interaction. This contains two scripts, one for regular PC interaction and one for Gorilla interaction. These scripts use Unity events to interact, but if you have a different interaction script that does run on Unity events, feel free to use that one. Also, the Simple Interaction package is completely free. Both of the packages will be in the description. So what you're going to want to do is create a new empty and name it something like Camera Manager. Something like that, or just name it anything, as long as it's identifiable to you. So you're going to add component and add in the camera manager component. Now, I already have a camera manager, so I'm just going to be using this one. By the way, if you're using a custom camera model that you made yourself, make sure you have an idle animation and a turning animation. The idle animation is just the camera looking straight, and the turning animation is it turning around and like scouting for stuff. This is the animator controller. You can just go into animations, select this, or if you created your own, it should be somewhere where you keep your animations, just like a cube with other cubes. You're going to want to create a new bool and name it isActive. Then you're going to want to grab your idle and camera turn animations and drag them in here. For me, camera turn is orange. That means it's going to automatically start, and we don't want that. We want idle to start, so we're going to right click idle and set as layer default state. Then what we're going to do is we're going to right click idle, make transition, and then put it on camera turn. We're to click this transition line, add a condition, and make it so it's isActive and true. That's the bool that we made earlier. So if the camera is active, it's going to play the turning animation. However, what if this specific camera isn't active? What do we do then? Don't worry. We're going to right click camera turn, make transition, then just put it to idle. So it should be a line from idle to camera turn and a line from camera turn to idle. The line from camera turn to idle, which is this one that we just made, add a condition, make sure it is active, but just change it to false instead of true. Also, on both of the transition lines, there should be a checkbox up here that says has exit time. We're going to uncheck it on both of them. Also, make sure both your camera turn animations and idle animations are on loop time. So now that we have our camera set up, we just need to set it up within the camera manager. So what we're going to do is we're going to add an element. For you, it should say 1 since this is going to be your first camera. For me, it says 4 since this is my fourth camera because I made others. I'm just going to set everything to none so you have a better perspective on what to do. So on your camera, you're going to want to right click and camera. So I'm just going to delete this one since I already have one. If you used armature or you wanted to rig it, I would put it under the bone that actually turns. So I put it on bone 003 and then go back to your camera manager and then drag in the camera that you just created. For the area that says camera name, you're just going to want to put, well, your camera name. So since this is my fourth camera, I'm going to put cam 4 or whatever you want to call it. You could put camera 4, I don't know, C4, not C4, no. Then go to the area where it says non-recording and it's a material. You're going to want to go to materials, and if you have the bundle, it should come with a camera dot material. You just want to drag that in. And if you got the bundle, it should come with a camera dot material. Just drag that into non-recording. That's the little dot that says whether someone is on the monitor and is monitoring that camera specifically. So if it were to be red, that means that someone is monitoring it, and obviously it would be turning. I'm just going to put it back. So for recording, you're going to put your recording texture. For camera animator, you guessed it, you're just going to drag in your actual camera or whatever object that you have the animator on. For camera skin mesh renderer, I'm going to drag in my actual camera mesh. So it should say cube for me, maybe for you as well if you got the bundle. So now over here, you're going to have to put the non-recording material in. This is just so it knows what material to actually change on the camera mesh. So just put whatever the name of the material is. So over here on non-recording it says camera dot, so I'm going to put camera dot. It has to be spelled exactly like the material or else it will not work. For render texture, you're going to drag in the render texture. This comes in both the packages. And for shared camera name text, you're going to create a text object. I already have one over here, cam text, and just drag it in over here. So I have this little monitor set up. This model is pretty simple, so I'm not going to include it inside the package. But what you're going to want to do is create a new material, name it whatever you want, drag it onto here, and then select the texture, and then drag your render texture into Albeta. It's like a little transparent thing with an eye. Now it should be displaying what the camera sees. Now if you don't see anything, that's perfectly fine. Just go under the camera that you made earlier with the camera component, and then over where it says target texture, you're going to change that to your render texture. Now you may need to adjust some things so it looks good on your monitor. That's perfectly fine. Also, you're going to need to create a button. This is the actual button that your player is going to interact with. This is the button that's going to change the camera that your player is viewing. So you're going to hit the button, add a box collider if it's not there already, and then tick on is trigger. Then add whatever interaction script you're going to be using. I'm using Gorilla Locomotion, so I'm going to add the Gorilla interaction. If you're also using Gorilla Locomotion, add the hand tag that you're using. My hand tag is just called hand tag. If you're using finger colliders, then just add that tag. You're going to hit the plus button over here. You're going to drag in your camera manager script on object. Click where it says no function, then go to camera manager, then go to next camera. So what this does is going to go to your camera manager script and call the function next camera, which is the function that just switches the camera. Now it should work. I'm going to just drag my hand collider, and as you can see, it's already on cam 1, and cam 1 is doing the animation with the little red dot in the corner. It even has the cam 1 text. I'm going to drag this over here. Now it's on cam 2, and you can see cam 2 doing the little animation with the red dot, and cam 1 already on idle. Now we switch it over, cam 3, boom, doing the animation, red dot, cam 2 and cam 1 already on idle. Cam 4, you guessed it, it's doing the animation, red dot, and the rest of the cameras, nothing. I actually messed up the naming for my cam 4 thing. You can just change that within the inspector. I'm gonna just, boop. Now if I go back, yep, it's back to with the spaces. So yeah, that's how you add simple cameras to your Unity game. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. This is one of our first videos, so we'd really appreciate it if you were to subscribe and join our Discord server, where we will be posting a lot more announcements on a lot more scripts and a lot more models. So yeah, bye guys.